Ready? Yes. I'd like to call this meeting to order today, Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m. This is an in-person meeting for the mayor of council, and it is a legislative meeting. Item number one, we're going to be doing call to order. So last time I started with Joseph. So Jenny?
Present.
Danielle?
Here.
Valerie?
I'm here.
Joseph?
Present.
All right, next time, remind me, I'm starting on the opposite end. All right, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? And to point out, we do have a full quorum, ready? Good. Go ahead, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, take a seat, please. Okay. Item number one has been completed. All right, we're going to move on to item number two, review of the agenda. Mayor and council review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. All right, so we did number one, we did number two. Moving on to number three will be mayor and council members event announcement. Item number four, city manager report, 20 minutes. The city manager will present his report to the mayor and council. Item number five, public comment. Please see page 4 of the agenda. When public comment comes around, I'll go ahead and read that whole spiel. All business, second reading and vote on ordinance 01-2026. That's 20 minutes. The mayor and council vote on second reading and vote of ordinance number 01-2026, amending the code of the city of Rainier, chapter 10, peace and order, section 10-101. Vehicles prohibited on sidewalks, section 10-102. Vehicles prohibited on the streets and sidewalks, section 10-103. Vehicles safety, to improve the safety of users of bicycles and other similar vehicles, and amending chapter 13. Traffic, section 13-107. Manner of parking, to alter the manner in which vehicles may park on the city streets under certain circumstances. And section 13-118, no through trucks, to alter the designation of streets on which the city may restrict restrict truck traffic. Visions here, ordinance 01-2026. This one's out for a vote. Second reading and vote ordinance 02-2026. The mayor and council will have the second reading and vote on ordinance 02-2026, amending the code of the city of Rainier to repeal and reenact the city fee schedule. This is up for a vote. New business, first reading and adoption resolution 04-2026. The mayor and council will have the first reading adoption resolution number 04-2026, appointing and reappointing of members of the Art Commission. In this case will be Ms. Courtney Savoy Harper and Mr. Weston Harris. For item number 9, reading and adoption resolution 05-2026, 10 minutes. The mayor and council will have the first reading and adoption resolution number 05-2026, Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. Item number 10, vote on changing the date for June work session, 10 minutes. The mayor and council will vote on rescheduling the June work session from Tuesday, June 16, 2026 to Tuesday, June 9, 2026 due to the MML conference. That's up for a vote as well. Vote on council recess for July and August 2026, 10 minutes. The mayor and council vote on going into recess for July and August 2026 is up for a vote. First reading of resolution 0-2026. The mayor and council will have the first reading of resolution 07-2026, removing resume requirements to volunteer in the city. Item number 13, vote on approval of minutes. That is 5 minutes. The mayor and council vote on approving the minutes for March 17, 2026 work session. March 21st, 2026 public hearing and budget work session. March 24, 2026 special legislative meeting. April 7, 2026 legislative meeting, April 7, 2026 FY27 budget meeting and public hearing. And that's for a vote. Number 14, presentation of minutes. The city clerk will present the minutes. The April 21st, 2026 work session and FY 2027 budget meeting minutes for the mayor and council. Okay, those are the two new ones. I kind of like them separately. And item number 15, adjournment. For upcoming events, we have listed Gateway Open Studios for May 9, 2026, Bike to Work Day, May 15, Pit Stop at Rainier Bike Co-op, Mount Rainier Day, Saturday, May 16, 11 to 4 p.m. Mount Rainier Nature Center and Mount Rainier Pride Celebration, June 27, 2026. And the only, I guess, two other things I will add to this is the Asian American Pacific Islander Hawaiian Heritage Month is something that's been declared in the city, as well as Jewish American Heritage Month and Teacher Appreciation Week. So those are the three that have been, they're part of the city, okay? So that is our read-through of all of the items that were listed in the agenda. So Mayor, Council, I need to know how we like to proceed with the agenda regarding me adding or deleting topics to this agenda item.
Mayor, if I may?
Go ahead, Danielle.
I'd like to remove the volunteer resume requirement line item from the agenda.
Number 12.
Number 12, I spoke with the city attorney and found that it is only an administrative action.
Danielle, we just remove it. We don't have to go into a big explanation.
Well, I wanted to explain why.
Then I have to ask everybody to explain why they're removing it.
Okay, well, I thought that was appropriate.
Okay, so item number 12 is deleted. Any other item that needs to be edited or amended? Joseph, do you need to amend yours, like on the agenda or no?
Introduce the amendment as part of that.
Okay, so can you do me a favor when we get to your number? Can you make sure you take care of that? Because that would make life easier for all of us. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. Do you need me to move the Arts Commission appointment up or you're good? Okay. All right. So anything else to add or delete from the agenda? No. I need to hear a verbal yes when it comes to like the approval of the agenda.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, 500. The agenda is, we now have to move the numbers. The agenda has been modified, so item number 13 will now become item number 12. Item number 14 will become item number 13, and item number 15 will become item number 14. Yes, we're good in agreement? Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, so moving on to item number 3. Mayor and council member event announcements. I know I read into some of the announcements. If you guys want to go into a little bit more in depth regarding times, please let me know. All right, since I started with Jenny, Joseph, I'm going to go on your end. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I'm excited for the Bike to Work Day event. I will let the Bike Co-op chair talk more details about that. Also, I'm going to note that on Saturday, at the same time as the CERT stroke awareness, which someone else will probably speak to, I'm going to be hosting an office hours in City Hall at the same time. So that'll be about 11:45 to 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Valerie?
Thank you. So tomorrow is Walk, Bike, Enroll to School Day in the city of Mount Rainier. Both schools have people walking, biking, and rolling, and there are certain meetups. The Mount Rainier Elementary School PTO has it out on their socials, and Thomas Stone as well. And then the Mayor, you mentioned the Recreation Committee Pride Parade is coming up on June 27th, so save the date for that. In the past week, we've had some really great community events. So I just want to call a shout out to the Recreation Committee and to the artists down by Otis Street Arts Project who held Link Ray Community Day. About 400 people showed up, and it was a really terrific day celebrating Link Ray and his contributions to society. And then on Thursday last week, we hosted Rush Hour Yoga on Bunker Hill Road, and about 15 people came out and did yoga in the street on top of the Solstice Globe mural, helping to calm traffic and to bring awareness to the need for pedestrian connections in the city of Mount Rainier. Thank you.
Do you have the artists, the Open Studios information or no?
Notes.
So just Open Studios is this Saturday. Hundreds of studios are going to be open. So go out, support your artists, allow them to have signs in front of their houses or studios. So there's plenty all around, okay? So come out and hang out in Mount Rainier, Brentwood, North Brentwood, Hyattsville. So it's a whole Route 1 event. And you could find it either in our calendar, all over, like, social media. I know Red Dead Studio has put something out, and the Otis Street Project has also put something out when it comes to the link for the calendar. Okay? All right, Danielle, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, this Saturday is going to be a big day, even here in the city. The CERT is holding a stroke awareness class here in the council chambers at 12 noon. As a former medic, I cannot stress how important it is for the public to be aware of the signs to look for if someone is having a stroke or a neurological emergency. I actually sat in council chambers before the pandemic and noticed someone having stroke symptoms during a meeting. Those who were there can recall I asked the mayor for a break and did a neurological exam and told them that they needed to go to the emergency room.
Former mayor. I don't want to.
Oh, I'm sorry, former mayor.
Former mayor, not me.
I'm sorry, former mayor.
That's the only thing.
I was trying not to say the name, so my bad.
Yeah.
Former mayor, former mayor. They did go to the emergency room, discovered it was only Bell's palsy, but it could have been something far worse. So please, if you have an hour to spare this coming Saturday, plan to be here from noon until 1 for this very important class. I would also like to thank Councilmember Jakuda for agreeing to be here to let residents in and for the CERT in my absence. On a side note, I'd like to remind residents that the Gateway Farmers Market is also now open over here in the fire department parking lot from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturdays, which is where I will be instead of here. So please consider going out to the farmers market early, hit the artists all around the community, and make a stop in for the stroke awareness class on Saturday. Thank you.
Jenny?
Thank you all. I think Councilmember Jakuda meant that the bike to work day is from 7 to 9 a.m. on May 15th. So all of us who are getting up early, you get a t-shirt, and last year they had nice bike lights, all these good reasons to go out. I also wanted to just mention that we had our first bike co-op bike sale this past Sunday. It was a successful event, and we hope to do it annually in the future. That's it.
Okay, thank you. As for me, I think we covered most of it. The only one I'll be reminiscent not to mention, the Vision is Yours for Neighborhood Design Center had a big conference, close to 300 people from various parts of not just Maryland, but the DMV, and some people even further than that, including Pennsylvania and out, came. So they got to see the various projects that we have been working in the city, but not just Mount Rainier, College Park, Hyattsville, and Brentwood as well. This is a good way for people to highlight not just the way we collaborate with artists, also when it comes to like safe pathways. They were walking all over the city. They actually walked from Joe's all the way to the Nature Center and around to other areas, so they had a pretty good walk. The Food Forest, big thank you also to MNCCP, the Nature Center Director Sharonella Linares, who led a lot of efforts. There was a mural that has now gone out, an extension of it at the Nature Center, so please check it out by artist Maspas. So it's pretty cool. And also 34 in Bunker Hill, the mural's coming along by Jed Coleman. He also has the mural that is in the Otis Street for, bless you, from Ring Ray, that both Beth and Link, his kids, were here. And it was a very, it was a lively event because we got to activate spaces and close streets to be able to do it. So at least 2 streets were closed last month in order to incorporate community. And I think that that's a good way to lead forward with the city, since we don't have a lot of green spaces, to figure out how we could create the other spaces so that way we could have community building. So as for me, that's what I will have to add. But big thank you to Neighborhood Design Center for that great efforts. And I will tell you that right now there is a big work that is happening. If you guys remember, a couple of you guys voted for what design or what theme you guys wanted to have in the murals for the skate park. 92 different artists submitted applications to MNCCP. 3 of us actually in this room right now are among the many that are reviewing. Courtney, who you will meet like very soon if you haven't to, Valerie and myself and the MNCCP team. are reviewing the various mural. We thank the NCCP for making sure that allow for us to be able to contribute. It is their mural, it is their park, but I think the partnership that we continue to have is very strong. So we're thankful for that, and we look forward to figure out, what comes up. It. Thank you to the various artists who decided to participate. They are very, very talented. So I'm pretty sure that as it continues to move on to the next level, it's only going to get harder. So in saying that, thank you to the artists. Go see them. April 9 and Rainier Day is May 9. May 16 is Rainier Day. Please come out and have some fun. It is our birthday. We turn 116. And we always look really good, right? So we get to party. So we do once a year a big party for that. So come on and hang out. If you're in a committee, I would love to see you there. Come and hang out and chill in the parade with us as well. All right, so those are the announcements. Moving on to item number 4, City Manager Report. City Manager Mr. Karush Kamali will present his report for the mayor and council. So you guys could follow up in the screen, okay, as well. Go ahead, Mr. Kamali.
All right, thank you, Mayor, and also thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I would start my report by letting everyone know that finally we got the FY27 budget approved on February 21st. So, and also we're gonna have the book ready, the budget book ready. Very soon that will be distributed, and also the approved budget is already posted on the city's website. So if there is any question, please let me know. After finishing the budget, right now we just started meeting with the auditors, which is going to be this Friday, to start the FY26 audit and plan for the audit and make sure that we're going to meet the deadline, which is on October 31st, 2026. And we want to stay on the right, track, since we've been doing it for past 5 years that I've been a city manager. That is for the FY27 parking enforcement program. So the parking enforcement program finally went live on March 17. And after giving 2 weeks warning period, we start doing the enforcement on April 1st, and is moving right now. Hopefully that we should not have any problem, and hopefully we get some revenue, even though we have a small parking spaces in the city. So next item, we got the stop sign, which we've been waiting for it. Right now, as you see that the stop sign is funded by SS4A grant. This is a grant that the city got from US DOT. We got 9.7 million, and the city is putting 20%, 2.25 million, a total of $12 million. And we have several projects that you're going to see in next slides. One of them is the stop sign. The stop sign, right now, we were able to buy 8 cameras, and we have 16 locations that have been approved by county council after mayor and council approved it, and the locations were obtained by tool design study and also the police department. So we selected the location, the mayor and council approved it, we sent it to the county approved it. Right now, the vendor is working on it to get the locations ready to go. And if we go to the next page, next slide, you see all the 16 locations, and the first 8 cameras is gonna be at those locations starting number 1 to number 8. And then based on the data that we get, we're gonna rotate those cameras. So you're not gonna see camera all the time at one location. It could be moved another day, another time. So, but I think we are lucky that we could buy at least 8 of them. So that is in order to make the city safer And I want to make sure that no one goes through the stop sign and the speeding is only 20 miles. We want to make sure that, and mostly our streets are residential. Kids are, playing all the time outside. And we want to make sure that the kids are safe and the driver's, behavior is going to change, hopefully. Next slide, please. And this is the summary of what we are doing right now. I'm working with a vendor, and it's going to take some time. So, as you see, we got 90 days, since the time that we signed the contract, which was on March 4th. And the big issue is getting the power from the PEPCO. So once the power is there, we're going to be able to move forward. And I just listed all the process for everyone. If anybody has any question, then I'll be glad to answer after the presentation. Now we get to the big grant that right now the city is having, the SS4A, which stands for Safe Streets and Roads for All. So one of the projects that right now I'm working on it is the levee crossing, which is on 34th and Chillen. That project is going to be started soon. As you see, the information is there. And we are reviewing the proposals that we got from two. I'm sorry, I said one in my report, but there are two proposals that the city received on April 27. And we did open them publicly on Monday, May the 4th. The next project that I'm working right now, it's a Bunker Hill intersection of 35th and 36th. This project also was posted on email and marketplace. Everything over $50,000, the state requires us to post it at the state, website in order for the contractors to see it and have access to those projects. So that one is also, as you see, we're gonna receive all the bid. Well, we did already receive it by May 4th, and we're gonna open it this Friday at 2:00. The next one is the 31st and Food Forest, which we also posted. We have a site visit this Friday at 11 a.m. and the deadline is on May 29 for the contractors to submit, and we're going to open them on June the 1st. So these are the four projects that we're going to be doing this summer. And also we have two projects that we paused because of the winter time, which is the high visibility crosswalks and ADA ramps and the speed humps. That one right now I'm working with the contractor to get this one going. And we have to finish it this summer. The next one is the sidewalk, maintenance. That one also, we paused that one during the winter, and we're going to start this one soon. After SS4A, we go to the last project that we have from ARPA. ARPA also, the city received $5.4 million from American Relief Program, and we spent most of them. Their last project is Newton Street, and Newton Street was paused because of the winter, and we're going to start resurfacing and the speed humps and the landscaping next week, and we will be finished by end of the May. And this is the last project for ARPA. We are in compliance with this, with the federal. We send the annual report, and we are going to close out the project after we finish this one. Next, please. We have another project that we received $530,000 from the state that is on Perry and 31st Street. We did phase one last summer. Now we have to do phase two. And the phase 2 was posted on email and marketplace. We received 3 proposals. And right now we are doing the review with the consultant to select the contractor for this project. And hopefully we're going to finish this project by end of summer. That's going to be the complete for the Perry and 31st Street. The next one is the strategic action plan that we're working with Prince George's County. That was started a few months ago. So they are giving us a free service instead of the city hiring a consultant. We're not paying anything for this. And thank you to the county that is helping us to put this plan together. I contacted them Monday, and they were waiting to receive the proposal from consultant. And once they get that one, they're going to go to the planning board on June 18, and then we know what's going to be the next step. So I will, keep you guys posted. The next item is the facade improvement on 34th Street for FY26. We received $100,000 from DHCD, which will help to improve the facade of our businesses. And this project, we did put it out again, and the deadline is May 22nd. And we will be opening all the proposal on May 26th. And we did have a site visit with the businesses a week ago, I'm sorry. And hopefully we're gonna beautify the businesses for, the facade. And this is $100,000. Then we have another $10,000, which is the mural project at 34th Street. I'm sorry.
Until
I
after.
finish? Yes.
So after he's done, then we ask, and then we'll open it out to the public. Yeah, no problem.
And the mural is almost done, and the artist is Jay Coleman, and he's doing it on the back of 4,000 block of 34th Street. And as you see, this is our we have a grant writer right now, a full-time employee, and he's been working on the different grants as you see it all listed over there. And thank you for listening. Now I am able to answer any question council and residents have.
So I'll go to the council first, and then we'll open it out to the public, okay? If you need to sign up, Pink, raise your hand.
The
There's a signing sheet in the first chair, it's a signing sheet in case you guys want to add your name to it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go Danielle, go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you for this report, Mr. Kamali. I'm sure my colleagues will have questions regarding the projects and stop sign cameras and so forth, but I'd like to ask you about economic development. I already emailed you about this today so that you were prepared for this. Now, I noticed there is nothing in the report about this, so I'm curious what you've been working on in that department. To be clear, I don't consider the facade improvement to be a part of that department for this question. I am more interested in building business relationships, meeting with our lobbyists to see what suggestions they may have, and whether there are plans to hire an economic development employee or contractor, as members of council have previously requested.
Well, the first 2 requests that you have, meeting with the business, this is already scheduled with Jenny, and we're gonna bring it up to the work session again because we took it off last time. And I am here, and I am running that department right now with the grant writer, Public Works, my team, everyone is on it. And regarding was it business relationship? The second one was meeting with the lobbyist. Yes, I definitely get the lobbyist involved. It's in my plan. And the last one that you asked me regarding, I'm sorry, I forgot.
The plans to, plans to hire economic development employer contractor as members of council have previously requested.
As I mentioned it before, I'm saying it again. Please be advised that whatever we've been doing for past 7 years in this department, the reason that I eliminated that department directors because the city was paying $200,000, close to $200,000 employees benefit and the salary. Right now, I am saving $200,000 for the city and nothing has changed. And to be honest with you, I got the project, the facade improvement going. I'm going after the grants. And I don't see any reason that I hire somebody and be sitting in the office and doing, not done much. But we can talk about this again. I gave the council my plan and the challenges that I am facing. The main issue with this city is it's mostly residential, as I said in my report. Parking is the main issue. When you want to bring a new business, they're looking for the parking. Unfortunately, we don't have enough parking spaces in the city. Unless we want a free on 34th Street, Rhode Island Avenue, and no enforcement, that could help, as I said in my report. So that's a different discussion, and I appreciate that, we can talk about this,
Second round.
some other time, and I'm willing to listen and, take council advice. But to me, I've been here 11 years and I know
Time is
whether we
up.
need it or not. Sorry.
Valerie?
Thank you. I think my two questions are largely on the streets and sidewalks. I know we have 16 locations, but each intersection, for the most part, has 4 entry points. So I was wondering if you would be letting council know, will you be installing speed cameras and stop sign cameras at each stop sign on all 4, or just east and west or north and south, depending on what tools I know?
Based on the information, they will have 2 cameras on each side entering Bunker Hill and 32nd. But regarding your question, I can look into it and get back to you. But this is my understanding that we are only purchasing 8 cameras and the first 8 locations is right there. I don't think we're gonna have 4 cameras on each leg of the intersection. So if I understand your question, I think, I can look into it and get back to you.
Thank you, that would be helpful. And then my second question was, I know you had done a lot of work on ADA compliant ramps and crosswalks and things like this, but I did notice that a number of them have been damaged from the snowcrete. So I was wondering if you would be going back out to revisit the ones that you had already completed in addition to the ones you're installing now.
Okay. Yes, definitely. We do have room to do that, but I appreciate if you guys send me the locations that have been damaged. But we're gonna have a walkthrough this Thursday at 10 o'clock. I'm going with a contractor to the city and check everything. But if you know anything, I do appreciate you, share it with me.
Thank you.
Okay, can I have a motion on the floor to add 10 more minutes, please?
So moved.
It's been probably moved. Can I get a second?
Second.
It's been probably moved. And second, any discussion? Adjusting extensions, hearing none. Add 10 more minutes to the clock, please. All right, so Jenny and then Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Kamali. I was wondering, I've had some concerns brought to my attention about the parking enforcement program. And as someone who often leaves my cell phone at home, I think there's a lot of people for whom a parking program that is entirely based on cell phone app can be challenging. And as you pointed out earlier, there's not a lot of parking already. And this makes, my particular concern is Glut and the businesses on that block. It makes Glut one of the few grocery stores in the DMV that only has paid parking without a grace period. And so I'm wondering, and Glut is already struggling. So I'm wondering if we can revisit this enforcement and maybe adjust it. I also, as you mentioned, will be bringing forward at the work session later this month a proposal to have a business roundtable to occur in June. And I'd like to be discussing that with businesses, but I would like to see some adjustments made or understand what could be changed with the parking enforcement. And same thing with the stop sign cameras. I would like there to be a set review of the program after a couple of months after the rollout, and I'd like a report to council for both of them, and with both, like, how is it working, including feedback from businesses and residents at the affected intersections, as well as options for potentially tweaking the programs. I also did want to note that the stop sign cameras, I appreciate that you and Ron did not budget for the revenue from the stop sign cameras. And I think it's important that residents understand that the primary goal is to change behavior and not to actually produce revenue for the city. That's it.
Okay. Joseph?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Kamali, for that report. So first I want to say, I was waiting the other day for my kids to get off the bus. The bus pulled up, they started to get off, stop sign was out from the bus, and a car blew past the bus, blew through the stop sign at Bunker Hill and 33rd and went off. I don't know how it happened, but there was an unmarked car right behind the bus when this happened. They got pulled over, and I was thankful for that. All the parents waiting for that bus were thankful for that, because this is exactly why we are having the stop sign cameras, because we can't depend on an unmarked car being at the bus stop or at the crossings at Thomas Stone and Mount Rainier Elementary all of the time, because there's only so many hours in a day and we only have so many resources. But the cameras allowed us to make sure that our kids are safe when they're getting to school, especially on a day like tomorrow when we have walk, bike, and roll to school day. However, I also have been reading a lot on, especially on 404 Media, about some of the concerns with cameras. So I went to see if you could address a few concerns that I think some residents have about them. One, are we sharing the data with anyone else, sharing the footage with other agencies, the feds, anything like that? What happens to the footage after the event? And also, who's reviewing the footage?
Who's reviewing the footage? Okay.
Yes.
All right, going back to your first question, the city will not share any footage with no agencies and any other agencies unless the mayor and council approve it. So it's going to be safe, and we're not going to share with any agencies. Regarding who's going to review the stop sign cameras, it's going to be done by the police department and the civilian, based on the law the legislative law that was passed last year. They can review it. And so I'll leave it up to the chief of police, and he has the trained officers right now, because we're doing the speed monitoring system on Rhode Island Avenue. And they have already been trained, the civilian also, to review it. So it goes all to the chief's, discretion. But it's not going to be by third party. It's going to be done by the city. And then the last question, I think you said,
What happens to the footage?
we keep them for a certain time, and then if there is no violation, then it's going to be, all deleted, because we don't have a storage and we don't want to keep, those for a long time. The only reason that we keep them if there is any violation, and then we take it down after the issue has been resolved. Deleted after the issue has been resolved.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Piggybacking from the question that Joseph answered, it is in the contract. So I think that issue itself is not the city sharing the data. It's more of like the vendor that we use sharing the data. So can you double check with the contract to make sure that that's not being used? Because a couple of cities, and I think I've addressed this to you, and I think you guys looked into it as well. Because what I wanted, my whole push wasn't just for the speed camera, but any camera that we use for the city to make sure that they're not sharing the data with anybody else. Not the city itself, but the vendors were like sharing, and that becomes very dangerous for like our residents or even those passing by. So, yeah,
So
go
can I
ahead.
answer that?
Yes.
We already made the amendment, and I will share the contract with you
Please.
guys. That the amendment was made again. We emphasized after we received some information from council member that there was a, conversation on the listserv and people were worried about the issue. Both of the contracts, the speed monitoring system, the stop sign camera, it's already been reviewed by the city attorney. And we made that one, we did emphasize that the city would not like to share any information without the city's authorization. So they are obligated not to do that, and I'll be glad to share the information with you guys.
Yeah, and I think that, Jenny, hold on, it's my space. I think that for that, it shouldn't be just the city. It needs to be brought up to mayor and council to make sure we vote on if that is moved forward, okay? So that way it isn't during an open meeting. I don't think none of us are gonna support that, but still it needs to be brought up to this table, okay? So that way at least.
I'm sorry, I
ahead.
got lost over here. The contract has been signed 4 months ago. You want me to bring
100%. What I said to you is you said, you let them know that unless the city approves it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I said, on the end of the city, what I'm asking is it shouldn't be just the city administrative team. It needs to be brought up to mayor and
guys,
council.
this city,
The case on it.
this city,
Yeah.
I mean, mayor and council, not me, not the staff. We're
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
So no, I just want to make sure that the residents know that it will be brought up to an open meeting if something like that changes. So that would also put people at ease. The other question I had, I know there's a lot of construction going on. I know you guys have been very good at putting information out. Is there any way we could also add it to the calendar so that way there's also a place where people could go, that showcases when the project starts, so that way they at least know where they're at as part of on it?
I'm sorry.
In the city calendar.
Yes, we can look into that one. Pink, please.
Yeah, because it's a lot of it, and the notifications have been great, and also the social media posts. But that way also we keep track. I know there's a webpage that shows all the projects, and then if we could also update that one, it would be helpful. All right, so Jenny, you had a question?
Oh, I brought this up to Mr. Kamali while the agreement was being negotiated because of the news that Hydesville installed flock cameras. So I just want to be clear that flock has been shown by independent investigations to cooperate with ICE and has also cooperated with the state of Texas in trying to prosecute women crossing state lines for abortions. And because of that, the concern about flock in a neighboring jurisdiction, I brought it to Mr. Kamali that it's very important for our residents to not have to be partnering with a vendor who would not engage in any practices like that. And we got assurances, an amendment to the contract to that effect. So the contract specifically now says that they have to comply with the code and ordinances of the city of Mount Rainier, so the people can feel safe.
Thank you. Since we open it for a second round with Jenny, anybody else in council needs to ask Mr. Kamali anything when it comes to it in order to be fair on time?
If I could just clarify.
Go ahead, Danielle.
Mr. Kamali, I know we've been talking about streets and everything else in between, but going back to the economic development question I had for you, you mentioned parking, and I'd like to, because this has been brought up by residents and something I deal with a lot myself, Tacoma Park, for instance. Their parking situation in their core downtown is far worse than ours. And if they can overcome it, we can. And their downtown core is very thriving. They have full businesses. Parking is an issue in a lot of areas around here, especially bordering with DC. But I'd like for us not to immediately say parking is why we have to, limit. I want parking to be something that we look at as a adapt and overcome situation. So when I hear you use that as a reason, I hear you, but we have local examples of how that can be overcome. So I don't want that to be a roadblock for us. So, but thank you very much for what you said about that. And I will be emailing you regularly on that. So
Just a reminder, 7:45, but we haven't even passed number 4. Just remember that. We haven't gotten there, but I have to be fair. Joseph, Valerie, anything else to add, or you're good? Since we opened the second round.
I'm good, thank you.
Joseph?
Thanks, Mayor. I'll just note that I'm very excited for all this Safe Street for All projects you discussed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamali, for the report. All right. We're going to open up to public comments in case you have something else to add. All right. Moving on to item number 5, public comment. Let me read you guys a spiel for public comment. The mayor and city council invite and welcome comments at public meetings. The mayor or presiding officers will recognize you. Please introduce yourself at the podium, spelling your last name for recording purposes, and giving the name of the street and block, i.e. 4300 block of 34th Street. Public comments has a limit time of 3 minutes per speaker unless otherwise decided by the mayor. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about the performance or conduct of any city employee, please bring your concern to the attention of the city manager, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to the residents and businesses, the council requests that the speakers not use specific addresses or name of individuals when describing a situation or making a complaint, noting the block is preferred over a specific address. Thank you, Pink. All right, Courtney, you're like number 1 in the list. You want to speak up for public comment? Or you're going to skip? Whatever you want. Okay. You have time to speak when we swear you in as well. Gloria Albright. Hello, Miss Gloria. Hello. Miss Gloria is from the office of Delegate Diana Fennell.
I just have an announcement.
On the mic, we love you very much, you know that. And also you have to turn it on as well. So the little button in the top, I know. Sure, people, you got it. There you go, son. Thank you so much.
Okay, I just have an announcement to make. District 47 is having another senior breakfast for all the residents in District 47A, and it's given by the senator and the delegates, Diana Fennell, Julian Ivy, and Denny Tavares. And they're in partnership with Prince George's County Park and Recreation and Miss Lenore Harper. The event will be Wednesday, May 20th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Kentland Community Center. It's a free event for all seniors 55 and older. And it's going to be at 2313 Pinebrook Avenue, Landover, Maryland.
Thank you so much. And I'll email you so you could get me the information. We could put it out as well, okay? And thank you for your big advocacy for us for many years when it comes to Annapolis and our city. It's definitely appreciated.
And I left flyers. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Anybody else for public comment? Okay. All right. So moving on to old business, item number 6. Second reading and vote on ordinance 01-2026. I already read the whole entire spiel, so Joseph, I'm going to pass it to you. Go ahead.
Thank you. And we already did the first reading, so we don't need to read all the whereases, correct,
Just a
Mayor?
summary.
Yes.
The
Okay.
amendment one more than anything.
Certainly. Ordinance 1-2026, subtitled Division 0 Ordinance, does several things. First, it allows for, if it's adopted, it will allow for play vehicles and bicycles to use sidewalks. This is because the state of Maryland passed a law called Jay's Law, which allows for that now in the state of Maryland. And this would make our laws consistent with the District of Columbia, which allows that, Brentwood, which allows that, and unincorporated Prince George's County, which allows it. So by allowing for that in our ordinances, we'd be consistent with the state of Maryland and allow for safer options for our residents, in particular our young folks, to get around on bicycles and play vehicles. Also allows for the play vehicles, commonly skateboards, to be used on city streets because often folks use those on city streets. And So that's allowed for as well. It still does ban e-bikes on sidewalks because even though bicycles are it's often safe to ride a bicycle if you're careful. An e-bike is not necessarily safe because you're riding those so fast. So those are still banned on sidewalks, and also any bicyclist needs to yield the right of way to any pedestrian or anyone in a mobility device. The second, so that covers sort of sections 1, 2, and 3 of the ordinance. Section 4, this is just now a cleanup to our parking to update some of the language in our street parking rules to comport with more updated language about where to park in relation to the curb, and also just to generally make the section cleaner and as far as the way it's written. There is a drafting error in here where I will just introduce an amendment after I'm done to clean that drafting error up. The third section, and this stems from a Vision Zero report that was put together for the city under the last council. One of the recommendations was to ban through trucks on city streets. They were banned on some streets, but not all. Though obviously there's some streets where we still will need through trucks. So what this section does first, it cleans up sections, paragraphs E through H, to just make that section clearer with more modern legal formatting. But then the meat of it is what's now section G. It will, instead of banning through trucks on a list of streets, allowing for the banning of through trucks on a list of streets, it will now just it will say which ones through trucks are allowed on. So it's a much more limited and clearer read. And those streets are Rhode Island Avenue from the city boundary to 37th Place, Queens Chapel Road, Chilham Road from Queens Chapel Road to northwest of Queens Chapel Road, which is right by the metro station, which is the Mount Rainier city border. Queens Chapel Road from the city boundary at 25th Street to the city boundary at Northwest Branch. And the streets listed in what is now will be section H, which is the urban light industrial zone, which is essentially down by the glass works. And then the one amendment that we will be introducing tonight, Amendment 1, which hopefully we'll vote on and make this all clear, it strikes in section 13-107, the matter of parking, A, the phrase, except as provided in subsection B of this section, and then capitalizes the V in vehicles. This is because when we first introduced it, we added a section B, but that had gotten taken out after the work session, but this wasn't corrected. And so that should be the fair reading of the ordinance, and I hope to answer any questions.
The first summary. The other thing to point out is the amendment was also identified in the last meeting. He just put it into like complete words. So this is nothing new to it. It's more like put it in writing than anything. All right, Council, if you guys have any questions for Joseph? If not, I would like to put a motion on the floor, and I think to vote on the amendment first, correct?
Yes, we have to do that.
So any questions for him, or you guys are good?
I just want to thank Joseph for putting all the work into this and getting it done.
We're going to do the amendment and the vote. All right, we're good? Okay, so Joseph, can you put the amendment, can you make the motion for the amendment so that way it is as needs to be?
I would like to move to adopt Amendment 1, which updates the language in section 13-107 to correct the drafting error.
Okay, I'll second. Any discussion? Objection, abstentions, hearing none. The amendment passes 5-0-0. Now we'll have to move on to a motion to approve the ordinance 01-2026. Go ahead and make the motion.
I move to adopt ordinance number 01-2026, amending the code of the city of Mount Rainier, chapter 10, peace and order, section 10-101, vehicles prohibited on sidewalks, section 10-102, vehicles prohibited on the street and sidewalks, and section 10-103, bicycle safety, to improve the safety of users of bicycles and other similar vehicles, and amending chapter 13, traffic, section 13-107, manner of parking, to alter the manner manner in which vehicles may park on city streets under certain circumstances, and section 13-118, no through trucks to alter the designation of streets on which the city may restrict truck traffic, also known as Vision Zero Ordinance 01-2026.
Okay, I'll second it. Any discussion? Objection, abstentions, hearing none. This passes 5-0-0. So let the vote reflect. Ordinance 01-2026 has passed unanimously, 5-0-0. Okay, thank you, Joseph, for your efforts.
You're welcome.
All right, item number 7, second reading and vote on ordinance 02-2026. The mayor and council will have the second reading and vote of ordinance 02-2026, amending the code of the city of Rainier to repeal and reenact the city fee schedule, and this is up for a vote. And just for a point of information, the next one is going to be the swearing in, okay? So hold on with us just a little longer, okay? We apologize for that. We're almost there, okay? So, Mr. Kamali, this one's yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the second reading there, as you know that. So what we did, I just want to give a brief, description. Oh, I'm sorry. So in last year budget, we had the schedule fees and the fines together. So we removed the fines from the schedule fee in order to be more clear. And you can find the fines in the city's code, and very soon we're going to have an ordinance to be introduced for Chapter 9 in the work session on May 19. So I'm going through the changes that we made in the fee schedule for FY27 budget. So Melissa, if you go to the second one, I'm just the one that the changes are highlighted. So right over here, what we did, we just add notation for roof demolition and removal of change of building structure, 150, the fee is the same. We just made it clear for a structure, 150 square to 500 square feet, it's only 150. Anything greater than 500 will be 350. Nothing has changed, except we made it clear for the resident to understand that fee. The next one is Chapter 3, vacant building on lot. And also want to bring to everyone attention that we put the section numbers according to the city's code. So this one on your right side, you see the fees for vacant building. It was biannually. What we did, we made it annually. So nothing has changed. The fees the same. The fees are the same. And we just made it annually instead of biannually. Next one, Chapter 7, license and permits, general license and permits. That one is the one that we did increase the sidewalk cafe permit from $25 to $75. And also, we changed the business license, and those are already increased. $100, that was $50 last year, and this year is going to be $100 for first 1,000 square feet. $50, that was $25. Now it's going to be $50 for each additional 1,000 square feet. And the maximum was $200. Now we made it $350. Next, please. Also, we're still talking about Chapter 7. In this chapter, we add re-inspection after the second visit, which is the same as the first inspection, which was $225. So in case if the issue is not resolved, and after the second one, if the staff has to go back, we want to make sure that at least, we get something for the staff time. And we don't want to go through that process unless somebody, fails to correct the issue. So another re-inspection for the single family is going to be $150. Then what we changed in the fee schedule, outdoor event, that was, the outdoor event was $25. And that one changed it to $100 because there are staff time involved. We had to close the street, and the police also is involved. So that was also raised to $100. Then the next one is commercial refuse collection, Chapter 7. And that one was increased. We did not increase it. We just made it clear, because if you look at it, is $125 plus $10 per building, and maximum is $500. And I think this one has some changes. I'm trying to find it in my list. I'm sorry. So many changes that we have. Refuse collection, alter the manner in which the fee for this, okay. Let's go to the next one, please. Next page, yes. Okay. Chapter 11, refuse collection. Refuse collection, alter the manner in which the fee for special bulk trash collection is expressed, because it was ambiguous and therefore being handled on the case by case. So the first multifamily residential is $100 per year for 2 units. And then the bulk trash, collection, $50 for 3 cubic feet. If we go above that, then we're gonna charge $15 for each, for excess of 3 feet, 3 cubic feet. And the tires fee stays the same. Chapter 12, right-of-way permit was $25. We increased that one to $50. Chapter 13.
Bless you.
Chapter 14, I'm sorry. Animal control. The animal hobby was $5. We increased it to $25 per year. And for more than 5 animals. And chapter 13, if you go to the police department, chapter 13, the next page, the administrative fee has been increased from $75 to $85. These are all the changes. The rest stays the same. I'm sorry. It's a lot of changes, but I hope that you guys follow my direction. Otherwise, I'm sorry. So,
Okay, so that was a lot.
it's a second reading and ready for adoption, please.
Yeah, so just to make sure I say this before the questions start in council, it is the fees, not the penalties, because we've been doing this a lot where we keep hampering the penalties, and we have to backtrack, and fees and penalties are going to be in a different document. Okay, so let me see. Who did I call last? I called you last, Valerie. Right? Joseph, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Kamali. I really appreciate all the hard work that you and Alma and Alyssa and whoever else put into this, probably Chief Perez
And
as well.
yourself too. You helped us too. Thank you.
I'm a humble servant. But it's really great that, you're cleaning this up. It's so much easier to read. I'm glad you're adjusting these thoughtfully, because obviously this, we're trying to pay for a service through this stuff. So it's not like, we're just trying to make bank or anything, because this takes your staff time to implement, an event or deal with building inspections and all that. But anyway, so I'm just really glad you're doing this. I really don't have any questions. I'm just thankful to get this through, and looking forward to dealing with the fines later, because I know that's a whole other mess to clean up.
Okay, Jenny?
I just thank you for your work on this. That's it.
Valerie?
I have nothing else to add. Thank you for your work on this.
Danielle?
Yes, thank you so much for this, and I concur with Joseph. It does make it a lot easier to see for the residents, and I'm one of the ones that keeps confusing the fees and the fines, so I look forward to working on that later. Thank you, Mr. Kamali.
Okay, definitely, thank you. And just as a point of information, I know when it came to the licenses, it sounds like it's a 50% increase from 50 to 100, but actually it's a readjustment because 2 years ago, there were more because they had the CDMA fee, and that was removed. And even with the removal of the CDMA fee, they're still lower this year. So I want to make sure people are aware that that's the adjustment that we had to make. It went too low, and then we had to put it right in the balance to be able to justify everything the staff has to do, and even then, it doesn't quite cover it. But thank you for cleaning this up. It does makes it easier because that was a maze that it was hard sometimes for us to detangle, at least along the, the residents. All right, so this is up for a second reading. So anything else you guys need to add? You're good? All right, so this is a second reading. Motion to approve ordinance 02-2026. Can I get a second? Second.
A second.
You guys are thinking about it? All right. So Joseph, you seconded. Any discussion? Abstention? Objections? Hearing none, this passes 5-0-0. Okay, unanimous pass as well. All right, the item we have all been waiting for very patiently. You don't fool me. You didn't decide to just randomly come on a Tuesday on a very sunny, beautiful, windy day to come chill with us. We have very special business to handle, right? All right, so moving on to new business. This is first reading and adoption of resolution 0-2026. The mayor and council will have the first reading and adoption of resolution 0-2026, appointment and reappointment of the members of the Art Commission. In this case will be Ms. Courtney Savoy Harper and Mr. Winston Harris. All right, so Valerie, I'm going to have you introduce the resolution since this is your liaison to this committee. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So this is a appointment and reappointment of residents. So it's appointment of Courtney Harper, Savoy Harper, and Winston Harris, and then a reappointment of Tesla Thompson, who has served on the Arts Commission for the last 2 years and has been very instrumental in getting murals done in the city of Rainier.
Go ahead.
And then it also, we added a section to thank Deanna Noel, John Demond, and Becca Solo for their service as they step off the Arts Commission. So that's all.
That's a very brief service. So Tesla, I'm happy you're rejoining. You had done a lot of great work, and to our two members that are stepping down, thank you for your service. It's a lot of artistic beauty that is in Mount Rainier because of the hard work you've done, and we look forward to outreaching for support. You guys might not be commissioners or board members anymore, but you're welcome to join us anytime for the meetings or to continue being supportive. So in saying that, can I have a motion, please? Valerie?
I move to approve this resolution,
04-2026.
04-2026.
Second.
It's been probably moved and second. Any discussion? Any objections? Hearing none, congratulations on the appointment and reappointment to the committee. So it is also customary, we are going to ask you to come in as we shake your hand, but if you want to say a few words, the mic is also open to you. So go ahead and have the mic, and then we'll shake you through, okay? So you have to press it on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank you all. Thank you, guys. I want to thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much for your appointment. I don't think art is just decoration. The city is so beautiful, so I'm interested in continuing with storytelling and making art accessible for everyone so we all can enjoy the arts in the city. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Yay. All right, so come on over, we'll shake your hand. Thank you for volunteering. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, there you go. All right, Mr. Harris, you want to say a few words as well, please? The mic is yours. Oh, you guys are so cute.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you for appointing me, and I look forward to working with each of you and understanding your structure, your procedures, because I'm not familiar with them. Okay, so thank you again.
Fine, come up to the front. Your hand, as we thank you and welcome you to the Arts Commission. You guys are like formally commissioners of the arts, right? No pressure. So, to the wonderful residents, any feedback you have about the arts, you know who to find. Is Tesla here? Tesla's here. Oh, I love your outfit, Tesla. All right, Tesla, thank you for signing up once again to join us. Go ahead, the mic is yours as well.
Top button.
It's on, as long as it's green, it's on. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say I'm excited to continue to work with all of you. It's been a pleasure to get to know everybody and to support the arts in the city. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Yay. Come back.
I love that.
Okay, anybody else? Well, the other two? Well, thank you. Those are the three that are left. All right, and also I want to make sure that we give a big thank you again to Diana Noel, John Demon, and Becca Slow for the work that they've done for the Art Commission. And you guys have big artistic shoes to fill, but I have no doubt you guys will fill them. So I would like to say we're very well purposed in it. Thank you guys so much. And oh, you guys are not going to hang out anymore with us? You're leaving us? I see you, PTO parents. I know. Walk to school morning. So thank you guys so much, and you're welcome to join, or go ahead. You got to be forgiven if you leave us as well. All right? I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be like, I'll see you tomorrow walking if I get out of here. I was like, if I get out of here early enough, I'll walk, but if not, I won't. I'll meet you halfway. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Bye, little ones. I will tell her. Bye. I'll make sure to pass the message, okay? They're so adorable.
That's amazing support group right there.
Yeah. All right. So, thank you, our commission, for always bringing joy, no matter where you guys go. All right, looking forward to the various great things that you guys come up to. So, Rainier residents, you met your new art commissioners, and reappointment for one more, Ms. Tesla, as well. So, any art-related questions, ideas that you can think of, that's who you go to, and obviously Valerie, who's the liaison as well. So, we look forward to continue to having more art in the city. All right, moving on to item number 9. First reading adoption resolution O-5-2026. Mayor and Council will have the first reading and adoption resolution O-5-2026, Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. And I apologize, I am in my phone. My computer had an accident, and I basically have to leave out of my phone for the next few days. All right, I have it here. And for those that have been following along, this was a proclamation that was passed earlier in the month, and it was read at the last work session. So there's only like 2 or 3 adjustments that have been made as well. Okay, that'll be made. Oh, they made one of them. All right. So let me see. Whereas autism is a lifelong developing condition that shapes how individuals communicate, interact, and experience the world, and it's estimated that 1 in 36 children in the United States are identified as being on the autism spectrum. And whereas the city of Rainier is enriched by the presence of individuals on the autism spectrum whose diverse perspective, creative, and talent strengthen our schools, workplace, neighbors, and civic life. And whereas autistic individuals contribute meaningful to our community throughout innovations in the arts, excellence in academics and technology, dedication in the workforce and leadership, in advocacy and community building, and whereas our schools and youth programs play a vital role in fostering understanding, inclusion, and support for students on the autism spectrum, ensuring that every child is given the opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed in environments that respect their unique abilities, and encourage peers, educators, and families to build a culture of acceptance from an early age. And whereas the city of Mount Rainier recognizes individuals on the autism spectrum within the Black, brown communities and other communities of color, women as well as those who identify as LGBTQ+ may face unique barriers to identification, access to services, and social acceptance, and affirms the importance of advancing equity, culturally responsible support, and inclusive spaces that honor the full diversity of entities, experiences, and voices within our community. And whereas Autism Awareness Month, observed each April, and World Autism Awareness Day, recognized globally on April 2nd, provide an opportunity to increase understanding, promote inclusion, and celebrate neurodiversity. And I could hear them outside. And whereas fostering acceptance and inclusion requires collective efforts to ensure equitable access to education, employment, healthcare, and community engagement for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. And whereas the city of Mount Rainier is committed to creating a welcoming, inclusive community where all residents are valued, supported, empowered, and thrive. Therefore, let it be resolved that Mayor and City Council of Mount Rainier proclaim April as Autism Acceptance Awareness Month. So there, if you see on your document, there's an underline for women. That's what it was at. But I also want to add girls to the list as well. So Melly, can you also make that addition to it? And I think that was the two that we had discussed at the last meeting at least. Okay. All right, so this is the second reading of it. And so women and girls will be added to the list on the 1, 2, 3, 4, on the fifth paragraph of the sentence. So after women's, we'll add girls. Good? You got it? Thank you so much, Melody. All right, so I'm going to open up the floor for discussion. All right, so who do I have? Let me see. Joseph. Jenny. Yeah, because I haven't called you first. Go ahead.
I would like to just request again that we not reread resolutions that have already been read in a work session. But also, I'm disappointed to learn that that the mayor and did not work with Councilmember Carter in revising this proposal that was first brought by Councilmember Carter. I think greater cooperation would have been helpful here. So I hope that we can do better in the future.
Okay. Joseph?
No comment. I'm good.
Thank you so much. Danielle?
Yes, I do want to speak up about the proclamation.
The resolution.
The proclamation resolution, sorry.
It's two different things.
The resolution.
Okay.
The wording of the document that we're discussing tonight. I did prepare and previously submit a rewrite that combined language from the current version that is presented tonight and the one that I wrote over a month ago. I kept it to one page, as I told Mayor that I would when we spoke after a work session 2 weeks ago about this. After reviewing the packet, I did not see the key points I raised reflecting the version before us, aside from the addition of the word women and now girls, and I do appreciate that. In 2021, the Autism Self-Advocacy Network successfully advocated for the shift from Autism Awareness Month to Autism Acceptance Month after a 10-year campaign. Continuing to use the word awareness does not reflect where the autism community is today. Awareness is not the issue. Acceptance is. Because of that, I am not able to support the current version of the proclamation. I do appreciate that it has been brought forward, but the key points around acceptance, language, and inclusion are not reflected in it. The version I submitted focused on acceptance over awareness, recognizes autism as a part of natural neurodiversity, and includes autistic adults as part of this conversation and not just children. It also speaks about creating spaces where people feel safe, respected, and able to fully participate in community life, which is really what this is about. I would ask that we reconsider and look at the version I submitted, which combines both sets of your language and mine, and consider adopting that one instead. Thank you.
Okay, Valerie?
Thank you. I hear what everybody's saying. I think the title of the document is Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. I think the way it's written now states that, but I think, if we need to revisit the language, we can do that at a future time. That's where I'm at. Thank you.
Thank you. I definitely will tell you that part of our council rules is like we will not mention names or attack another person on the dais, right? But I want to make sure something is very clear. Over a month ago, a mayoral proclamation was written by a council member and given to me. Mayoral proclamations are just written by mayors. And when I raised the concern, I said, hey, I've been acknowledging the autism community for many years. I have yet to write something. I have been putting something together. I went ahead and presented it over a month ago, and I read it. I received an email from the council member thanking me for the proclamation that I put together, for the acknowledgements for being seen, and so on and so on. It was nothing but positive accolades for the work that I did. 2 weeks ago in a meeting was the first time I ever heard that there was any form of upsetness when it came to the document I have presented. It is hard for me to work when I have no idea and I'm being ambushed and blindsided at a public meeting over an email that I had nothing but thank yous previously. At the meeting, I made it clear that we'll add women and girls to the resolution. And I said, I'll go ahead and add, I think woman was the only item that was added. I said, no problem, I'll go ahead and add two words. In the past, when you have asked me to add something else to the documents, I have done it. When it was invisible and invisible, I went ahead and added to it. There hasn't been a problem, so there's precedent of me adding to the document, right? I didn't receive a rewrite of this document until Friday night. That is 2 weeks later and a month later and after the original document was given. I didn't get a chance to see it until last night. So to me, it feels like although there was a month in between where information could have passed through to given to me in order for me to make any adjustments, it wasn't. And the two adjustments that were asked at a public meeting, the staff went ahead and made it in the document, and that's the reason why that is underlined. So I cannot work when things are submitted to me last minute and then I'm being accused and not being able to collaborate. And if the last thing I hear is like, before I present it again to council in public that it was nothing but positive accolades, and then followed by a meeting where I'm being like ambushed about things not being right, I cannot work as such. So to me, if we want to be transparent, let's be transparent. That's where it's at. I have consulted with various members of the autism community. They asked for awareness and also acceptance to be added. A lot of the marginalized community feels that awareness still lacks a lot, especially all over the world and in marginalized community, and they asked to please add it and keep it there as long as acceptance was on it. The other point that they also made was that, I'll wrap up my sentence, that in order for it not to a conflict, if we want to just make it autism, how do you call it, month, right? And just that way be able to feed all the various people on it. The people that are in the spectrum are not one cookie cutter box. It is in several lines of the spectrum, and they all feel differently about the words and what it is and what it isn't. So am I always going to have like the perfect resolution? Probably not, because people feel different way, but now I'm been stuck in the way that I have asked people to contribute, and I added also the contributions from the council member, and it's still not enough. So to me, it definitely feels like this is an argument safe to be done publicly instead of something that we could work privately. And giving me last minute notice to like change a complete document, because the document trend, it definitely doesn't look like what you see right here. It was broken down and pieced into the two different things. So it wasn't even enough time for any of us to be able to see it and process it through. So there's only so much I can do. I promised I was going to turn my proclamation to a resolution, and I did. And I have done my best to listen to the community and what is it that they want. If it's the title of the problem, although it has both sides of the equation that the autism community wants to address, we could simply, like what I was told when I sent it quickly to them was like, then just call it, autism like month, right? Or celebrate, and I said, okay, whatever it is. But I will tell you that at this point, I feel like I'm continuously being thrown under the bus when I've done my best to try to help and carry through, and I cannot continue working like that. I just can't. It was supposed to be a positive resolution, and this has turned into a very negative and stressful situation at this point. So I want to make sure that the marginalized voices as well are also heard in what is it that they want out of this proclamation, out of this resolution, and also when it comes to the proclamation that was passed. So far, not one person has said nothing about it, and it's been a month. So to me, to be hearing, and here's everything I want now, it's hard for me. It's really hard for me to carry through because this is not in the harmony of working together. When I'm being thrown under the bus over and over again, when I hear nothing back, please, and it's switch. Thank you, Pink, I'm sorry. So I don't know what to tell you guys at this point. Motion on the floor to add 3 more minutes to the timer.
Second.
3 more minutes have been added. Adoption of resolution 04-2026. Oops, sorry, that's done. Regarding resolution 05-2026. I am ready to move for a vote. That said, if you choose to make it Autism Month, I'm fine with that. If you want to get rid of both acceptance and awareness, I'm fine. If not, I definitely been asked either leave both of them or just make it a generic, an inclusive all Autism Month period to be able to please the various people that have asked for this to happen.
Mayor, if I may.
Go ahead.
And I have a copy here of what I sent you.
When do you send it, Danielle?
I sent it last week. We spoke about it the week before.
You sent it Friday.
Last week.
Friday.
I worked on it. I worked on it after speaking with you. I comprised your language and mine that I wrote and submitted to you and asked you. And I did, and I do want to say that I did say that I appreciated you reading the proclamation, but in the email, I said it was not worded what I would expected, and it did hurt my feelings that you did overlook my suggestions, but I appreciated it anyway. I am appreciative of the recognition, and I will not sugarcoat that. I am. But you and I sat out here after the work session 2 weeks ago tonight, and I said that I would work on putting it together, and you joked and said, you got to have to keep it to 1 page, and I did. And I worked really hard on this. And at the last meeting, at the work session, I specifically said I was grateful that you read it, and I pointed things out. As the one person on this, you keep mentioning talking to other people in the community with autism, and I appreciate that. And I've talked to many people as well, myself included. You keep overlooking the fact that the person to your right is literally being identified in this proclamation. And that's where respect and acceptance comes into play. I've said enough. Thank you.
Danielle, I understand you're loud about the fact that you're autistic, but you do understand there's other people in this table that potentially also are and not outing themselves. We are aware of this, right? I think that also you need to be respectful of that, and I think nobody needs to be put in a position where they need to be outed themselves. But in short, I would say that we spoke for over an hour. I think things had changed. I did say I added the 2 words, and I did as follow through. So to me, for us to go from one resolution to a different resolution over 2 weeks, you could have sent something like within the first week, but nothing. It just stayed.
I'd like to,
Joseph, you want to add more time?
I'd like to first make a motion to recess for 5 minutes and then add 5 minutes of time following recess.
Thank you so much. Motion on the floor to recess for 5 minutes.
Second.
Thank you so much. Any discussion? Objection, abstention, hearing none. We are recessed for 5 minutes, okay? We are going to be coming back at 8:35. I'd like to call this meeting back to order. Apologies for the delay. It is 8:45 PM. We are currently in item number 9, and I will be calling the question. This is regarding Resolution 05-2026, first reading adoption of Resolution 05-2026, Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second.
It's been probably moved and second. Any discussion? Jenny?
I have to vote no.
I said any discussion. You're no?
I have to vote no because I
That's fine. No discussion?
defer to
Thank you so much.
Councilmember Carter.
Okay, Danielle?
No discussion, and I'm a vote no.
This is not a vote. It's a discussion item or not. Valerie?
I have no comment.
Thank you. Joseph?
I did hope this would be a moment for us all to come together, but I know this is a tough topic for folks to talk about, and it's very passionate for some people. I think we need to be understanding of all folks of all different stripes, and I am glad we are bringing attention to this subject.
Okay, thank you so much. As for me, I will tell you that I agree. I thought it was going to be a poor unity, but I definitely didn't feel that I was going to be put in a position where I need to out anybody, including myself. Okay. The resolution was worked with a combination of various people, of various parts of the spectrum, of various colors, backgrounds, and so on, right? And I basically took several pieces of everybody and put it into a document. There's a new resolution that at this point, it looks like only 2 of us have seen. The rest of council, at least to my understanding, unless the resolution was shared with them or the public, have not even seen for us to even vote or move or adopt or any of the above. So I definitely also feel like the procedure's been broken everywhere. And I'm honestly, I'm a little bit tired of feeling like I have to be the one following the rules all the time. And it gets tiring. It gets tiring. It was supposed to be an easy, I've never had any resolution be as this conflicted as that, mainly because I heavily worked with several people on it and put the various pieces in it. And that's what this document is. But if it doesn't pass, it doesn't pass, I'll figure out what I need to do and I'll go back to the drawing board and I consult whoever it is. But to me, definitely feels like at the end of the day, there is a mayoral proclamation that acknowledges the autistic community, both the acceptance that they seek and also the heavy awareness that continues to be an issue, not just here in the United States, but globally. And unfortunately, a lot more work needs to be done in this subject in order to be able to get us where we need to be. So I want to make sure that to those various people that helped me put this document together, whether it moves on or not, there's a mayoral proclamation that does state the feelings that you guys worked so hard to put in a document, and those are not going to be dismissed. Okay. All right, I will be calling the question and go ahead and do a voice vote. All right, Jenny?
No.
Danielle?
No.
Valerie?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. The resolution passes 3-0. Thank you guys so much. All right, moving on to item number 10, vote on changing the date for the June work session. The mayor and council vote on rescheduling the June work session from Tuesday, June 16 to Tuesday, June 9 due to the MML Summer Conference. Just as a reminder, we are meeting in person, so it's impossible for us to be able to travel from one side of the state to the other. We'll be missing half of the conference, and that allows us to be able to get a lot of learning and understanding in order for us to be able to do our positions best. And chances are we're not going to be driving back 3 hours the opposite direction. I don't think it's safe for anybody. All right. So, council, there is a a vote on the table regarding changing the date for the June work session from the 16th to Tuesday, the 9th. Can I have a motion on the floor?
I move to change the work session.
It's moved by Valerie,
Second.
second by Joseph. Okay, any discussion? Any abstentions? Any objections? Hearing none, this passes unanimous, 500. Item number 11, vote on council recess for July and August 2026. The mayor and council vote on going into recess for July and August 2026. A reminder to the community, that means that we do not hold the two meetings, but our active members of mayor and council and the staff are busy working during these 2 months. It just gives time for us to be able to reset, and our poor, hardworking staff take some time off during the summer because they are very dedicated to the community and they spend lots of hours here, and also gives them time to focus on the audit that they have to train in October. So all eyes are focused on that instead of additional meetings. So that helps them and helps us. Can I have a motion on the floor to go into recess for July and August?
Mayor, may I?
Motion on the floor before, you could talk under discussion.
Okay.
I move.
Okay, Jenny, you move.
I second.
Valerie, you second. Discussion, go ahead, Valerie. Go ahead, sorry, Valerie. Thank you, Valerie. Danielle.
Okay. I still want to make sure that this concern is clear and reiterated for the record. With this schedule, I want to dog ear August 18th as a potential work session. If we cannot agree to starting the next legislative session with a work session instead of a legislative session. We discussed this in the work session last time. I move that I have a motion.
There is a motion on the floor right now.
I know, I'm not motioning.
And I will tell you this, this is the first time I heard about August 18 anything. I don't think the staff was even aware an August 18 meeting was on the horizon. So I will say that there is currently a motion on the floor to approve to going into recess for July and August 2026, and we need to make sure we stick to that, okay?
Right, and I'm saying that I would like to dog ear August 18th as a work session if we're unable to agree on starting the next legislative season off with a work session.
I just want to make sure that when we talk about the subject. The subject now is the recess for July and August. I don't want to make sure we divert on anything else. The calendars or whatever else, that's a different discussion and not attached to this one. Okay, so it's two different things. Okay.
Clear.
All right, thank you so much. Jenny, anything regarding July and August for the recess?
No.
Okay, Valerie?
I'm good, thank you.
Joseph?
Thank you, Mayor. I just also wanted to note that I concur with what Councilmember Carter said, that when it does come time to discuss our schedule for next year, that we probably should start with the work session in September rather than a legislative session. But I don't think we should hold up our recess. I know we need to do some work on the recess.
Okay, thank you so much. I have no comment. I think that July and August is 2 months, and that gives us a lot of time to work. All right, so there is currently a motion on the floor. Any objections? Abstentions? Hear none, this is 500, passes unanimously. Item number 12, first reading of resolution, that one's taken off. Vote on approval of the minutes, that's the new item number 12. Mayor and council vote on approving the minutes for March 17 work session, March 21st public hearing and budget work session, March 24th special legislative meeting, April 7 legislative meeting, and April 7 FY 2027 budget and public hearing. I apologize. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets of minutes. Can I have a motion on the floor to approve all the minutes as read?
I move to approve the March 17th, March 21st, March 24th, April 7th, and April 7th meeting minutes.
The 2 different meetings for April 7th,
Yes.
right? Correct. Thank you.
Legislative and budget.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why I did them separately, because it's a lot for one night. All right, thank you so much. It has been probably moved. Can I get a second?
Second.
Valerie, second. All right, any objection, any discussion? Objections, abstentions, hearing none, this item passed 500. All right, item number 13, presentation of minutes. The city clerk will present the April 21st, 2026 work session and FY 2027 budget meeting minutes for the mayor and council. Okay, they're in your package, and it's just a presentation, no vote for this one. Okay, moving on to item number 14, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
It's been probably moved and second. Any discussion? Objection, abstention. The meeting has come to an end at 8:55 PM. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you for sticking it out with us.